Hello everyone, welcome back. Today I want to talk about whether or not Immortality will air and what the limitations of actually deciding to adapt this drama and release it are. So let's get into it. So Immortality is as far as we are aware, a BL drama that will be starring Chen as one of the male leads and Yunxi as the other male lead. And there's going to be a female lead as well, but she plays a support role and she'll be played by Sabrina Chen. The show is based on a web novel and is an adaptation of a same-sex original work. Now, as we all know, China is very anti-BL adaptations, especially since the aftermath of Untamed and the whole AO3 scandal. If you want me to make a video on that, I will. But because of that, BL content is, at least when it comes to TV and film adaptations, it's pretty much nil in China at the moment. The drama is supposed to air on Tencent when it does decide to air, and it will be 58 episodes, and it's in a wuxia Zanjia genre, which, if you know anything about Yunxi, he's kind of like the star of Zanjia. I'd say him and probably like Chen. And the drama is basically about a disciple called Moran, and he's a powerful cultivator. And due to misunderstandings and general differences, he has differences with Chu Wanning, and he finds himself helpless. So Chu Wanning finds himself helpless in the face of Moran's teenage rebellion, and the two keep on drawing farther apart. Unbeknownst to Chu Wanning, in a past life, Moran and Chu Wanning's animosity ended in great bloodshed and misery, which is giving me Untamed vibes already. When Moran returned to the dark cultivating techniques. After the past life ends, 16-year-old Moran wakes up with knowledge regarding the events of that past life. Believing he can change his tragic end this time around, Moran sets out to change the course of events as he knows them, but soon finds out things are not as they seemed to him. This really reminds me of the Untamed in terms of the whole like timeline shift, going back, trying to figure out like how things end up in a particular way, trying to resolve things kind of thing, and like get back to like an original timeline, or go back to sort of like who you were beforehand, which I will say I've seen a lot of dramas like that recently. Like you could argue like Till the End of the Moon kind of is a little bit like that in a sense, and also like Story of Killing Palace. So it's not something that we like haven't seen before, but people are really excited for this because we don't have a lot of like BL Chinese adaptations. We have Word of Honor, we have The Untamed, which are quite obviously like BL adaptations, and then to a lesser extent we have Blood of Youth and Mysterious Litters Casebook, which are more like cultivator focused and probably like less Zanjia, more Juan Juan. So the problem with like, I guess, adapting a BL novel after the fact, like after Word of Honor, after The Untamed, is that it's heavily censored anyway. And the idea that like this has 58 episodes, I mean, even if it ever gets released, it has to be split into part 1 and part 2, because since this drama ever got out in the air, things have changed in the Chinese entertainment industry, and now there's a cap on doing shows at 40 episodes. So even if it were to release, there would be so many changes. And splitting things into 2 parts, from what I've seen so far, like probably since Love Like the Galaxy came out, it tends to be that like a lot of stuff gets cut out, even with censorship. So add on censorship, add on like splitting the show in half, and you have a ton of cuts in the show, which is a problem. And although I'm also really excited for this drama potentially airing, I do find myself slightly confused, because it's like if what you're going to release is going to be so heavily censored, like to the point where it almost can't even be called an adaptation, then what is the point of still adapting these works? I don't think I understand it, particularly because of all the, backlash with like the Untamed AO3 scandal and Word of Honor and one of the male leads in that, even though he didn't really, he offended a lot of people and some stuff happened there. So there's been a lot of scandals with BL stuff anyway, whether it's related to the BL world or something outside of it, as in Word of Honor. But with that said, I find myself quite confused by that, or even why Chen or Yunxi would even decide to like do this drama, like knowing that information. And people are generally quite excited about this show, right? Like the My Drama List comments have like 100,000 comments. People have already put reviews on that site. People are excited for it to come out, and like we're holding out hope. I think we're holding out hope in the same way we're holding out hope for like Prisoner of Beauty, right? It's like, is it close to impossible that it will air? Yes, but we're all hoping that in spite of the impossibility that it will still air. I think the fact that it was even filmed, released, anything, is a chance that even if it doesn't get released in China, it could get released elsewhere in Asia. It's not possible that they could try and release it in Korea or Japan or Taiwan. So it's like, it's not impossible that we get it, but it's also like very unlikely because it's a BL. And if it comes out, I definitely plan on watching it because it's got so much hype. I'm very curious and I love Liu Yunxi, particularly in Zanziers. So, I plan on checking it out. Let me know what you think about this in the comments below. If you like my channel, please subscribe. Like this video, please hit the like button below. Thanks so much for listening. Bye.